Okay, so whenever you sign a contract, like you allow them to come in, right, to take the property if you don't pay.
Right, that's considered consent, but consent can be revoked at any time as well.
I agree with that. I don't want to request a warrant for your phone.
I mean, you already saw it, and you know there's nothing relating to the crime he's alleging to. So getting a search warrant for that video would be malicious at that point. You're not believing me in the aspect.
I'm not believing it because you record everything.
I agree.
I don't want to request a warrant for your phone.
If you want to do that, I'm okay with that. It's gonna add more. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
It's gonna add more what?
I'm just saying.
It's gonna add more what? I don't understand.
Okay.
Gonna have to stop the recording. Duty, back up.
I am proud to say that this episode of Cornish News is sponsored by GladiusShield.com. We are or will be facing some legal challenges in our life. The most terrifying personal issue we face is the helplessness of not knowing what to do. At GladiusShield.com, discover legal knowledge in a simple, fun, and easy way. Stop living in fear and stand up for yourself with confidence. Click the link in the description below and register for the free newsletter. Legal knowledge is like a craftsman's tool. It is better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. Again, thanks to GladiusShield.com for sponsoring this video.
¿Cómo está, man? How are you?
Doing good.
Go ahead.
You can talk to me?
Yes, just to see if you're having court tomorrow after all.
We are having court tomorrow.
Okay.
So, if, in my honest opinion, I think you do have recordings outside your house that
Okay.
I haven't seen, or that it doesn't stop recording in 20 seconds.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, I think he's at fault for some business aspects of it. Like he should have, like I understand your point when you say breach of contract or breach of the peace. So I can see like that's why it's made, so that like people can leave and they can avoid these situations. The only thing is that you're standing like by the door of the truck while this is all happening. By his door of the truck while he's...
It was just towards the end, and I wasn't preventing him from leaving or anything.
You weren't preventing him from leaving, maybe, but...
I wasn't threatening him. I just told him I'm gonna use force as I am legally allowed to. If you don't move. Did I use force? I didn't.
Why didn't you let him just take the car if you hadn't paid for it? It like just honest.
Why didn't
You allow him to take the vehicle?
I did allow him to take it?
But why wouldn't you allow him? Like, why did all of this happen? That you were telling him to get out of the property?
Because he was trespassing on my property.
Okay, so whenever you sign a contract, like you allow them to come in, right? Like you sign a contract with the bank,
Right.
you allow him to come in, like to take the property if you don't pay.
Right, that's considered consent, but consent can be revoked at any time as well.
I agree with that, but why not let him take the vehicle?
I never said not to take it. If you saw the video, I never said those words. I never said do not take my vehicle. I never said that.
You didn't have to say it, but why not let him take it?
I never impeded him from. I was telling him leave my property. He never made any efforts to leave. When I told him leave my property, he dialed sheriff's office right away. He made no attempt to leave my property. You understand?
Property.
What's that?
Like with your like with the truck.
Right. I mean, with my truck or without my truck, he never made any attempt to leave my property.
But you did tell him at some point not to leave, right? With your
No.
vehicle, that you wanted a contract, like you wanted a court order.
I think the only comment I made was whenever you show me a contract, then you'll take it. That's the only.
And then when he's trying to put it up, you're like, get out of my property.
Yeah, I was letting him know to get on my property, but at the same time, he was trying to call the sheriff's office. He was not trying to pull anything out. He was trying to contact the sheriff's office.
Because I think you were like, I don't have any contract with you, man.
Yeah, he said that. Yeah.
Like, no, you said that. I don't have any contract with you.
Oh yeah, that too.
This is, and genuinely, this is why the breach of the peace comes out. So
Right.
So that we don't have problems like this. For me, it's like, that's why breach of the peace is there, so that we don't have problems like this. So like,
Right.
you leave, you don't want it like that, you get a court order, then you take the property with the sheriffs.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, can all be avoidable, right? But that's the end. I do think you still had your weapon. I don't think you had a BB gun.
Okay,
That's my opinion,
that's your
right?
opinion.
That's my opinion. I don't think you went back in there and changed guns.
Like I
but
said, I
can
never
see-
went back and out. So I never went in my house and returned. I never did that. As you can see in the video, and if you read his testimony, there's a lot of inconsistencies.
But I think there's inconsistencies with yours too. Like, or at least
What
what you
aspect?
try to relate to me. I think you do have recordings outside your house that you just don't want to show me.
If I had recordings, I show you everything.
I just don't think that you did show me everything outside the house.
Like I said, the only thing I have when he goes and hooks the truck, moves it a little bit forward. He goes to my door, knocks. What was it like I said, 20 seconds. Then the other clip, there's 3 clips. The other clip is when we're struggling with the officers outside. That's all I have. There's nothing. Like I said, the camera was in a very bad angle, which I corrected that already.
I think that,
I
and I'm not
don't
saying
know what to tell you.
he's perfect. I'm also saying I don't think that your actions were perfect either. Like, I don't think they were legal either.
Right.
I think he's wrong in his business aspect. I'm not here for business, right? Like, I'm not here for that aspect. I think he's wrong that he should have left as soon as you say no, just leave, because why, to avoid these problems. But I
Right.
think you still end up being responsible for anything that happens at the end. The
Like
only thing
what aspect?
what aspect of it?
What aspect am I responsible for?
I think that you're standing by the door. From what I can see in your video, right? I think that you're standing there for a reason. Like, even if he's gonna leave, you're standing there by the side of the door where he's gonna try to get on. I think that's why we see that commotion, like at the very end, where he's trying to get in his
But
truck.
I don't think that was even like. I didn't even think of that, because the only reason I went, because when I asked him for a contract, he said, like, come here, let me show you. You want to see the video again?
Yeah,
Where
let's see
he
the video.
He said, like, come here, let me show you. So that's why I went to his side and approached him.
Can you send me the video?
I don't want to introduce evidence at this point, so that was one of the reasons why
You're
I
not
was
introducing it. I mean, that would be giving me.
right. So if I send you something that's an official already, so I don't want to. If I need to, so that was one of the reasons why I wanted to ask you first. We're still having the court after all. That way I can bring my affidavit with the DVD and submit it as.
That doesn't happen until trial. And I don't want to request a warrant for everything on your phone.
You don't want to what?
I don't want to request a warrant for your phone. Like, I don't want to request
Like
a search warrant for your
a
phone.
search warrant to request my
Videos.
my videos. Okay.
I
I
can.
mean, you can. Yeah, you can. If you want to do that, I'm okay with that. It's gonna add more. I'm just
Gonna add
saying.
more what?
I'm just saying.
It's gonna add more what?
I'm just saying.
It's gonna add more what? I don't understand.
Okay. So you wanna see it?
Yeah.
This is your first warning que te salió de mi property. Escúchame, es tu first warning.
This is your first warning? This is your first warning que te salga de mi property?
Warning también.
Escúchame, it's tu first warning. The second warning, I'm gonna use force.
Do what you gotta do, man. I'm here to pick up my collateral.
Yeah, okay. This is your first warning. Get out of my property.
Call sheriff's office.
First warning, get out of my property. I don't have a contract with you. I spoke with my attorney, so get on my property. First warning. First warning. The second one's not gonna be a warning. I don't have a contract with you. Unless you can show me a contract I signed with you.
Let me show you. Come over here.
I didn't sign anything with you. He said, let me show you. Come
You
here.
see, I don't understand. If you already understand you haven't paid the vehicle, why not let him take it?
I mean, I
I
see your question, but what's that has to do with the charges I'm being charged with?
And
That-
it's just a
that's,
question, like, you don't want to answer that part. Like,
Which
why
one?
not just let him take the vehicle? And I'm just wondering, why not just let him take the vehicle? Like, you haven't made payments on it. You know you have a contract on it. You haven't made the payments, so you know that you've made a contract. You know you can't keep a vehicle that you haven't paid for. But I think it adds up to the criminal trespass.
At that point, I had more interest in the car than the bank. So that was one of the issues, and I was working with bank to try and make those payments. Which after that, that didn't happen anymore. So at that point, I had more interest in that property than the bank did.
In your opinion.
No, I had more interest. I had paid more than the bank. I had more
You had
interest.
already paid them more.
More than what I owed. So that's what I mean when I say I had more interest than the bank did.
Yeah.
When you get a contract, a signed contract by me, then you can take it. Get on my property. I'm warning you. You're trespassing. I'm gonna use force against you. Get on my property.
Yes, sir.
Get on my
Haz tu lado,
property.
brother.
Get
Haz
on
tu
my
lado,
property.
brother. Don't get on my way,
Get on my
man. Get out of my way. Get out of my way.
Property, man.
So like right now, you're standing like right at the door, right? As we look at it. You're standing at the door right now.
Right.
So how do you expect him to get out?
Right. Okay.
I'm just asking.
So what's
How
the
do you
question?
expect him to leave and get out of your property if you're standing by the door?
Good question. I didn't even think about that point when I told him. Like, I don't know. He was not making a. He never attempted to leave. Towards the end, he got an answer from the sheriff's office, and that's when he got into his truck.
It's not.
But my question is, like, what supports his claim? There's nothing supporting his claim, not even his statement.
I will say, I don't hear you saying anything about, in the video, right? I don't hear anything about the, hey man, calm down, like it's just a truck, right? Like, you're not gonna show me over the truck. Like, I completely agree.
And he saw the pistol I had, but he never felt scared. He never felt threatened by the pistol. He never.
Can you be honest with me? And this is not a case I won't go to trial. If I'm completely honest, not that I have more important case, I just have other victims of like SVU or murders that we have to go to trial on, and this is not one that I want to go to trial on. But for me, I just want to know, like, did you have your pistol?
I had a pistol, yes.
That's
not a firearm, but I had a pistol.
You had you're saying is
BB gun. BB gun, yes. The holster I use, it's a universal holster, and if it's any mid-size.
Why go change into a real gun inside, or like why remove?
No, this was after the fact. Like, it was after. I don't want him retaliating or trying to call someone. I don't know. At that time I didn't know his background. I don't know if he knows people in Riorao or anything. So I went in. I changed my firearm to my firearm, and that's it. I don't know what else to.
And you wouldn't want to send me that. I want to show it to someone else just to run it by them. I can make an agreement with you to not show it at trial, and I have to stick by it. Like, if you send it to me, I just want to run it to one person. I think both parties in a way are in the wrong, if I'm honest, right? So that's why I'm hesitant to like go to trial on it too. Like, like, I think maybe you're more on the criminal aspect, but he's also on the civil aspect. I see your point. I don't see your point. Like, because I'm like, dude, you just had to leave.
Yeah.
Like, you just had to leave. I just want to show it to one person inside, just to confirm. I can make an agreement with you not to show it in trial if that comes to the point that I.
Okay. I mean, I'll just bring the DVD later on. You're gonna be here all day?
I'm gonna be here all day.
Okay.
If you bring it today, then I don't want to apply for. I know that you have recordings and stuff. I don't want to apply for one. I even thought about it long and hard, like last time that you came, because I kept thinking, like, I just want to make sure I have everything correct, so that if I dismiss or if I do whatever with the case, like, it's the right thing. I just want to look at it correctly, and I want to look at it with another like attorney, just to make sure that it's okay and that I'm dismissing it correctly if I do.
Okay.
Thank you. And honestly, I think both of you are in the wrong for different reasons. I think both are in the wrong, but he should have left your property.
Yeah,
I just don't think that.
Criminally, I mean, they charged me with one crime initially. They didn't approve it. They changed it. They rearrested me a second time.
I don't understand, and I don't speak for the sheriffs. I don't understand that. I genuinely don't. Right. I don't speak for the sheriff, so I don't know why they did. I'm not saying they're right or wrong. I really don't know.
Well, wouldn't like you have to be aware of everything that's going on with you?
Like while you're getting arrested?
No, not while I'm getting arrested. Like the whole process, like the initial arrest, and then them applying for a warrant for a felony.
So I did know they applied for a warrant. I just didn't know that there had been an arrest. Okay. Like, my understanding at the time was that they weren't able to book you, so that's why they were applying for. Okay. That's what was my understanding at that time. Right. And it stayed my understanding. I would have to call the deputies in. Usually, like, since we have a bunch of them, we don't call them in unless we're gonna have a hearing. We're gonna have a trial. Right. I can ask them That was my understanding whenever he was applying for a warrant.
No, okay. You thought it was not booked in
Yeah,
like the first time? Okay.
So when you told me, like, I know I paid, like,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you look at the record, the bail bond record. There's two. Cause I paid two.
And I don't know why I thought they had processed you, but they weren't able to book you in. That was my understanding. They weren't able to book you in.
Yeah, they took me back to the hospital and then they returned me.
Do the medical, because they weren't able to medically clear you, and they have to medically clear you. So that was my understanding, that the full process didn't go in. But if you're telling me you paid a bond,
yeah, and everything's on file. And
yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
I do like I talk to the victims all the time. Like, I talk to the victims, and then I obviously just read the report. But that, like, I have to go into like maybe the sheriff's files to look at it, and I just look at the file to see if it's indictment worthy. If you bring me a CD, I'll watch it over. I didn't contact you because I hadn't made up my mind.
Okay.
I kind of know where my mind is at. I can share with you. I'm more of a dismissing the charge.
Okay.
If I'm honest, I just haven't, because I wanted to see the video again. I was just debating whether to apply for a search warrant or not, and I don't want to.
I mean, that would honestly, to apply for a warrant to get my evidence, that would be a Fifth Amendment violation.
It's not, because you have evidence of a crime that occurred. So that's the purpose of like search warrants.
Right.
And that's why, I mean, the judge would still have to approve it and everything.
Of course.
I just.
They'll just sign anything, you know.
No, I mean, not our district judges. They're very strict. If there's something, they won't sign off. Especially because we don't really ask for search warrants. And I don't want to do that.
I mean, you already saw it, and you know there's nothing relating to the crime he's alleging to. So getting a search warrant for that video would be malicious at that point.
Well, I don't know if you have more videos.
I mean, I only had one phone, so there's, unless you believe I had another phone recording simultaneously, or I mean, I don't know.
I don't know if you have footage of. I don't know if you have footage, and I do think you have footage of the cameras outside. And I know that your daughter was recording as well.
My daughter was recording when the door was opened, yes.
So I do have, legally, I do have the right. Do I want to always use my rights, even though I have them, to do them? I don't want to go through your phone. I mean, because I'm like, I don't want to go through your phone. I don't want to do that part, but that was just.
I mean, my daughter started recording when the officers got there. Was she aware of what was happening? Yes, she was aware. But she started recording when the officers arrived and the door was open. Before that, she didn't record anything. But I can show you the settings on my phone, because you're not believing me in the aspect.
Because you record everything.
I agree. So let me see if I can go back to.
Honestly, I don't watch your videos, so another officer told me you had full videos for UISD. Whenever they went to your house and stuff, he had. What do you mean he doesn't have any videos? He had like.
Yeah, it was my dash cam. I recorded everything.
So you didn't have any like outside video footage?
The USD incident?
Inside your house?
No.
You didn't have any dash cam outside?
Dash cam was.
Videos outside?
No, at that time I didn't have security. I can show you. I mean, there's no reason for me to be lying about. I mean, what exactly do you think I'm lying about?
I personally think the weapon that you had on, and I would want to see what happened by the door.
In my house, or?
Not at your house, by the door.
Yeah. And like I showed you, there was a tree, and even if the camera was recording, which it wasn't, it was only recording whenever it detects motion. So they're not, the cameras I have don't record 24/7. They're motion cameras. So the settings I had at that time were energy saving. So they only record 20 seconds. There's no more motion, it stops recording to save battery. They're battery and solar powered. After that, I changed it to 2 minutes. And if it still detects motion, it keeps recording. There's no motion detected, it stops recording. So that's what I wanted to show you, like the settings and how I had it set up and all that. I mean,
if you can, bring me that video. Let me just watch it with one attorney.
Okay.
If anything,
You want to watch it again so you can have it, like?
Yeah, sure.
Thanks. And that was it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just make sure it's saved. If you either way, you'll have to come in tomorrow.
Okay.
If I dismiss it in the morning, they might still have to call you, like, to go. You're still gonna have to come in.
Okay, that one. I'll come.
I think I'm still. I know where I'm at.
Okay.
I just need to confirm that I'm okay doing what I'm doing.
I think the question should be, what evidence is there in that video that supports his claim?
I think that I can't. So for me, it's the standing by the door and stuff. So I agree with you that it's not 100% like he said it in that in his statement, and that's why I'm saying I just want to make sure I'm okay with everything I'm doing. I know where I'm kind of leading towards.
Okay.
Do I believe everything you're telling me? Maybe not, but I don't know. Like, you're right. Like, I don't know if it leads to the criminal part.
Right.
I don't know if it leads to me wanting to, like, proceed with the case. Does that make sense? I don't think his story is 100% the way it says it on the complaint. I think there's truth. There's your truth. There's his truth. And I don't think it lines up with everything he said. I do agree with you. I'm not going to come here and say everything he said is right. That's why I'm leaning towards a dismissal.
And trust me, if I had everything recorded, I would bring everything. But I don't. I wish I had. And at this point, I wish, not necessarily wish, but I probably think if I would have, it would be better if I had used force. That way I'll be justified in using the force because he didn't comply when I told him he was trespassed.
I'm happy you didn't use force, obviously, right? I'm really happy you didn't, number one. Number two, I think if you would have used force, I wouldn't be able to defend your claims the way you're saying.
Right. It was.
Right. It wouldn't corroborate the story. So had you assaulted him, I would have been like. It's difficult because yes, I agree. He's breaching the peace. You should just leave. But just because he has to leave, or just because there's breach of the peace, doesn't mean you can be like, hey, I'm gonna do this.
Because it has to be reasonable, and I mean.
Deadly force has to be like, you have to match deadly force with deadly force.
Deadly force has to be there has to be an imminent threat.
Serious bodily injury or death.
I went through the 40-hour firearms training, the same class that the peace officers go through. So I know when to use force, deadly force, specifically.
And I don't think this calls for deadly force, because there has to be imminent threat of serious bodily injury or death, which there is not there, right? Right. I know you're saying that it was a BB gun. Do I 100% believe that?
You have the right to not believe it.
I don't.
But do you believe what facts do you?
Do I believe everything he said either? No.
All right.
So that's why I think there's wrongs. Like, yeah, maybe you shouldn't threaten him with deadly force when you don't have a reason to use deadly force. But also, why is he saying that he put his hand on your gun and that didn't come out? I don't know that until you show me the video, right? Like I really don't. Like
and that's everything that happened.
And all I have is his statement. So obviously when you're looking at the body cam, he looks very like, for me, in my opinion, he looks like, oh my god, like very freaked out about what's happening and like como que asustado like after the situation. So that's all I have, and that's all I have to present to the grand jury. But I'm still like the way I was at the beginning. I'm like, if they accept it, they do. If they don't, they don't. But that's all they have to hear.
Let me show you the USD video. Probably you saw it, no?
I haven't seen the UISD video. It's because I try not to watch the news, which is probably very bad, but I try not to watch it because we get the cases here and I don't...
You don't want to get influenced by...
no, it's because we hear a lot and I'm like burnt out, so I don't want to hear more cases outside of the job.
Right,
I already have to do that for a living. I don't like to do it outside.
Yeah, I understand.
Next time, post a nicer picture of me.
Which one?
My picture of thing. I didn't know because they told me in the office, they're like, Cass, they posted a picture of you, and I'm like,
from the YouTube video?
Yeah, from my YouTube. Well, it was my sister's YouTube video.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
they're good videos.
So we do you watch my noodle one?
Yeah.
Hello everyone, my name is Cassandra Dolios and I'm Jackie's new co-host. Actually, I'm the host now because Jackie can't record a video.
Stop cussing!
I'm sorry, Jackie can't.
We're a family video channel.
Okay, so what ends up happening is we decided to do this, the ramen spicy noodle challenge. Me.
For now it's different.
Who's most likely to cry because of a sad movie? Can I drink milk?
No.
So there
isn't that the picture here? No.
No, it's from a makeup.
Yeah. Okay.
But we had it on the Christmas tree.
Okay.
So we took the picture you got and we put it on my Christmas tree as a start.
It's an edited video. All my raw videos I have edited. Yes.
Test News Max or Burn Evolved? Which is better for a guy who wants to burn fat and pillows? Hey, so I wanted...
Just to make sure. So that's my dash cam for my car. So I had no other...
So went to the tax office to pay this.
And I hadn't seen, and I really haven't seen it.
So it's a camera from inside and the camera from outside. That's all I use.
Does it always record? Does it always?
Whenever, like I just had arrived, so it keeps recording like 5 minutes after. It's an owl cam.
Does it record like if it senses movement too? Just because I've seen people have it like whenever someone's stealing something from their vehicle.
Yeah.
And like it'll start recording.
That would be this one. So it has LTE connection and GPS. So I can see right now like the live feed. 14?
My car's freaking ugly, so no
14?
No one's gonna do anything to it. Oh, okay, that's cool.
That's live. And then in and out. You can speak.
And is that the same for your house? And I'm just wondering, do you have a different security system for your house?
Yeah, this is only dash cam.
Okay.
All cam. So that was the only thing I had recording when that happened. Thank God. Yeah. So. That's all.
Well, let me.
I'll come tomorrow.
It's court tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay, I have Tuesday, Thursday. Court tomorrow. I'm gonna be very. I think I'm gonna be dismissal.
Okay.
I just need to show it, just to double check.
That one.
And then.
Are you gonna contact me later or no?
I can email you today.
That
It
one?
might be late because I leave like pretty late from here, so.
That one.
It might
All right.
be late. Okay?
All right.
But thank you so much.
That one. Thank you. Bye.
A few moments later.
Completing his statement, do I think
and I'm just saying it I'm just gonna say it because I'm not in agreement with threatening someone with deadly force. I do want that to be out there. Like, I'm not agreeing with threatening someone with deadly force. It's just that there's a lot of wrongs that he did to and inconsistencies in his statement, so I'm gonna go ahead and dismiss it.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
All right, I will be there
And then
tomorrow.
I'll go ahead and submit the dismissal today. You probably won't be able to get a certified copy if you want one, maybe until tomorrow in the afternoon or the day after. But I'm gonna go ahead and submit it right now.
Okay. Do you okay, so you don't need the video, right?
No, I don't need it. But with that, everything's good already.
All right, that one.
Okay, well, thank you for coming in today. It was actually very helpful because I did want to see that video again.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
thank you. All right, bye.